All right.
So if there's anything that you want us to take out.
Well, it's so light now.
Well, comedian extraordinaire.
That's what I was going to say. That's so weird.
Unbelievable.
I'm moving closer. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, let's do a quick sound test.
And the air conditioning is off, so because we don't like the sound.
Trust me. Oh my gosh. I know.
It sucks.
I did a talk show last night for my friend. It was in the Valley in a studio in Burbank. And
Sounds hot.
not only was the air off while they were shooting, but they were shooting back-to-back episodes, and they had the air off in the whole place, so they were an hour behind.
I never cooled down.
It was, I'm not exaggerating, it had to be 120 degrees in the
Oh
warehouse.
my god.
By the time you went on camera, you're like the Joker, like your makeup. But, you know, that's what you do for your friends.
Sweet. So you want to do a little quick test?
Test testicles.
Right.
Well, how is it? Do I need to be like
You
right
can
on
move,
it, or
you
can
can
I
right
move
on it.
back?
Right
I
on.
want to pull it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
pull
better.
away.
That way I don't have to sit with my belly to it. Okay, that's good. Is that good? Can you hear me? I'm pretty loud.
I think you'll be good.
I'm
I'll
pretty
keep
loud as
adjusting
well.
too if we need to. All right, let's do this thing.
Do you have a headphone in? Do you have a headset?
No, I kind of just do it by this. And
I need to learn to do that.
it's not. I'm not great at it. Like it will come out, but who knows how it's going to sound. All right, let's just go.
He's being modest. He's good.
Okay. Is there anything else we need to go through before?
I feel like a little kid at this table because like,
Oh, you can move this thing up and down.
No, but I just think it's fun. No, I don't care.
You're
Very
talking.
chill. Yeah.
So we'll take like 20 minutes in. We'll take like a quick break to say thank you to our sponsor, and then.
So we're gonna try to do 2 podcasts or what? How are we?
Oh,
yeah.
well, yeah. So you guys, yours is 40 minutes. Is that what you were saying?
Not always. If we can.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you, but no pressure. But like your guys is about dating and sex, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've done something before when I do podcasts where the content is similar, where we'll do an hour, but then I'll post the whole thing on mine. You'll post the whole thing on yours. But at some point, we'll say like, "Oh, we're doing a swap cast today." So basically, it's like I try to send my listeners your way, and you're sending yours my way. Versus doing 2 different episodes.
Right.
Totally works.
Totally fine.
Are you guys cool with
We've done
that?
it both ways, just like that too.
That would be better just for time. That way, instead of doing 80 minutes,
exactly.
we do an hour.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I guess the only thing is we want to like let our focus a little bit more on you for ours, and then you probably want to focus a little more on us for yours, so that.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we do the whole 40, first 40 as yours, and then we'll just do an extra like 25 on the end or half hour. I mean, I don't still want to do.
What
We'll
we've
do an
done,
extra
yeah. What we've done is like sometimes we'll
30
take
and 30.
the full 40, and then we can do like a quick intro for you where we kind of talk about us for like
That's what I meant.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, just do quick little intros that are a little bit longer for each of us.
Yeah, and then if you guys send me the audio, what I'll do is I'll put the date fails portion at the beginning for mine, and then I'll do a little cut alone where I'm like, okay, guys, and then I was a guest on their podcast.
That's what we're going to be doing as well.
Yeah,
okay,
perfect.
great.
We'll do that.
All right.
I think we got that.
I think something will come out.
Yeah, so let's do 40 because realistically, for me, sometimes my listeners, it's great because this way I'll be talking about myself in a way that's not arrogant because you're asking the questions.
That's what
they'll
we're
like
saying.
it. Yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'm glad the YouTubers stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you know,
All
she's
one
not talking
viewer.
about herself, so it's not arrogant. No.
This is for you, by the way.
I wish I knew how to share your YouTube live so my people would watch it for you.
We can download it and send it to you.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Kate, welcome to the show.
Woohoo! Thank you for having me. This is amazing. It's beautiful here. I really like it.
It's good vibes in here.
You have exposed cement right there, which makes it feel like you're in a basement, except I know we're way above ground. So it's like, it's a great contrast.
Yeah, for everybody, our studio is my second bedroom of my apartment.
You're so lucky that you have this in your house.
It's
and
so easy.
In-unit laundry.
In-unit laundry is freaking key.
Oh, I want to just move in. Can I live in that closet?
I know. I was thinking that you might say that when you came here. And yes, as long as you're neat.
The one thing that makes it a little awkward, though, recording in your apartment building is that I have to get in the car with all of our guests into their car.
That was my fault, though, because I wasn't prepared.
No,
this happens with
how
everyone,
we do
though.
it.
Because
That's
it's
how
a
we do
weird
it.
thing to be like, oh, I'm about to jump into this stranger's car.
I've jumped into cars. I like it. It's fun.
I've jumped into strangers' cars, too.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Jumping into cars is fun.
It's a new experience for me.
I mean, nowadays we all jump into strangers' cars constantly.
Uber.
It's called
I
Uber.
know.
Yeah.
Uber is just like, really, that's
It's the weirdest
game
thing ever.
changer, isn't it? It's like all of a sudden you're talking to strangers, and I think it's helpful.
I think it's great in a way, but it's also like it's so creepy sometimes too. Like I don't know about you, but I got in an Uber the other night, and the driver was like, "Was that your boyfriend?" The guy I was talking to before I got in. And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "I think I know him."
Oh my God.
And I was like, "No, it's not my boyfriend." And he was like, "Who is he?" And I was like, "This is really invasive."
Very invasive.
And I get invasive with my Uber drivers all the time. For some reason, I feel the need to ask Uber or Lyft drivers. I'm not picky. I ask them the same question. Has anyone ever had sex in your Uber or Lyft? Literally, I get the funniest answers.
They must all say yes.
No.
Or do they go, "What counts as sex?"
I get like, not yet, but I hope so. Crazy stuff.
They probably think you're offering.
They do. They kind of get the wrong impression. So one guy says, "I want to take you back to India with me." I'm like, okay, that's not going to happen.
That's hilarious.
Why do you provoke them like this?
I'm curious.
That's actually a really.
Is it?
But I would I never thought
I
about that.
record it too.
See, I always wonder if it's legal to record that.
I ask them.
Oh, you ask
Is
permission?
it okay if I record this conversation? And they go off on it.
This is very awkward Uber rides with my mom.
I mean,
awkward Uber rides with my mom should be a spin-off podcast.
I wanted to be.
It's like Seinfeld and Cars type of thing.
Yeah, I wanted to be an Uber driver at one point, so I could put a GoPro in there and record my conversations with my passengers and get them to
That's
sign
what I'm
off.
talking about.
Yeah,
It's
and
like Real Sex and HBO or something.
they won't let you. I contacted
really?
both companies,
Really?
Lyft and Uber, and they were like,
Like,
"Yeah,
great
because
minds think alike.
imagine if you hit someone while you're driving the Uber because you're
Oops.
recording the
That
conversation."
was such a good
content.
conversation.
Great content.
Could you imagine?
No, my boyfriend had this idea because he's like Mr. Chatty Cathy, or Chatty Ken. He would literally like to drive as a passenger in an Uber across the United States, Uber across America, just talking to people as they get in and out of the Uber pools.
As a passenger.
Yes.
Oh, Uber pool. That's genius. You shouldn't talk about that on here because someone's going to steal that.
Okay, anyway, on with our show.
On with the show.
Yeah, so sidetracked as now.
So you do stand-up comedy.
I do.
I saw you first perform like 4 years ago.
That's so wild. Where at?
It was like somewhere in Santa Monica. It was
West Side, maybe.
Yeah, it was actually like I don't
4
know.
years ago.
Yeah.
God, it must have been really bad. I'm sorry. You didn't see that.
No, I thought you
Yeah,
were great. I still remember you. So
thank
it was great. I think it was like an Irish pub or something like that.
Probably. I mean, I would go up literally anywhere when I started, like a garage, a rooftop, like a party. People would be like, "I heard you're a comedian." I'd be like, "Everyone sit down."
Were you always funny, like during high school and grammar school? Were you the class clown or anything like that?
I was always a performer, like even as a little kid, but I wasn't always funny. But I remember, my parents, it was like a really ugly divorce situation in my house. There was a lot of fighting. And I remember always trying to be like comic relief as a kid, always coming in the room and trying to make jokes about what they were fighting about to calm them down. Even in first grade, I remember. And
because you want to deflect from the tension. It's a great
Exactly.
call. And a lot of
Exactly.
kids do that. I was a master's in school social work.
Yeah.
So I know that a lot of kids would do that. They would try to do things, even bad stuff, to get attention so that the fighting would stop.
She doing stand-up routines
Yeah.
about their arguments.
And also, you know how ugly, I shouldn't say ugly, but you know how a lot of guys say, I couldn't get girls, so I learned to be funny? I swear to God, people don't believe me. I've got to put pictures up. I was so made fun of growing up. I was not cute. I wasn't girly.
Oh my God, for our listeners and YouTubers that are seeing her, she's gorgeous.
Well, thank you.
And a phenomenal body. I mean, and confident about it.
Well, thank you. But I swear to you, I wasn't. I really, really wasn't. I really didn't get kind of cute till the last 10 years. I really think that.
No
I swear
way.
to God. I swear to God. Just like I learned how to do
That's what it
makeup
is.
and get in shape and kind of you move to LA, I was, no joke, flat chest, unibrow, mullet, bad teeth, just not cute. So all my friends who would get attention from guys, I was like, I gotta be funnier than them. I swear that's what it was.
Too.
And that's why I got funny, to get more popular.
Wow. So actually, I was with a group of people, and I was like, "Oh, this girl's coming on the show. Do you guys have any questions for her?" And one of them was like, "Wait a minute. Ugly guys are usually what you find in stand-up comedy clubs, right?"
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes.
And it's mainly
You mean on stage or the
on
audience?
stage. And this is his theory. He was like, most stand-ups that you see are going to be these heinous-looking dudes who had to develop like a sense of humor because they had nothing. No one else wanted to chat with them.
Especially self-deprecating humor.
Yes. And so he's like, so why is she? How did she become funny? How did how did this all happen? Now, granted, I know a lot of funny women who are extremely attractive, and I don't think they're mutually exclusive.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But yeah,
Bonnie McFarlane, I don't know if you know who she is. She's a really funny comedian. She's married to another Rich Voss, who's another like hilarious comic. But on their podcast, they do like a husband-wife podcast. She said, like, Rich was like, man, I met this girl so while ago. It's like, I met this girl, Kate. You wouldn't believe it. She's cute. And she kills. She was really funny. And Bonnie goes, she had to have been molested.
My God.
It was so funny. But I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, people assume that you have to either have had some crazy trauma or you were. But the truth is, it's just, I think, I didn't grow up, like, one, I wasn't that cute. And
in your Midwest, right? Because
I'm from Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you guys do?
Well, no, Chicago. And I know you spent time in Chicago at school. I did my research.
Yeah. I went to college in Chicago. I love Chicago. But also, my family, we lived in like a wealthy community, but we weren't wealthy at all. We were like the poor family in the wealthy community. Because once my parents split up, my dad quit paying child support for a while because he just quit his job. So my mom was trying to keep us in everything we were doing, but with no money. So it just became like, I think I always felt like I had to like find other ways to be accepted. I think that's really what it was. And just funny was the easiest, but I would get in trouble. Like in middle school and high school, my way of being funny would be to make fun of teachers. So I really would roast. I would be in class and roast teachers.
But
I swear.
I can see you have no fear of type. I mean, I saw you with Joey Diaz. Is that his name? Yeah.
I'm doing his show tomorrow.
Okay. I watched how you acted with him, and I was thinking to myself, I'd be scared shitless because I must have
same thing.
I must have an authority thing because I'm scared of cops and I'm scared of. And
he seems very intimidating.
He's so intimidating, and you're like just throwing it right back at him. No fear whatsoever.
I don't know, man. I mean, I was never intimidated by him, but I think it's because I didn't really know who he was so much. Like I knew who he was, but I didn't really know his whole deal when I first talked to him. He called me. This is the best story, actually. I used to do these photos. I don't know if you guys saw them, called In a Bikini. It was like a series. I haven't done one in a long time. But what I would do is I would wear a bikini and I would go places that you shouldn't be in a bikini. Like everyone else isn't. Like jury
stage,
duty.
right?
Like jury duty. No,
jury duty?
I did that eventually, but like a hospital or something, right? And I would just walk down the hallway pushing like a gurney, like totally act like it was normal, not act weird. And I would have someone follow me and take photos. And the photos the point wasn't to be sexy. It was to get people's reactions to what I was doing. And
I love this because it's funny.
This is tremendous.
It's a canvas.
Yeah, I was
funny.
You do?
I don't.
Not bathing suits, but weird shit like that.
See,
this is a great idea.
Well, I mean, the reason I started doing it was because when I started doing stand-up, everyone was like, you can't still post hot photos because I was still doing hot girl stuff, like fitness modeling and stuff, right? So Joey called me one day. I'll never forget. I didn't really know who he was, but he doesn't know that. He called me on the phone. He's like, Kate Quigley, Joey Diaz. He's like, I just want to tell you, that shit you're doing, don't quit. That bikini shit is so funny. My wife and I, we sit around.
Wait, he's married?
Oh, yeah. His wife is dope. He has a little girl, too. She's 5. So he's like, we sit around. We laugh at that. It is hilarious. You're a savage. Don't you listen to nobody that tells you.
I love that advice.
And then he was like, I know you're not from here. If you ever need a family, you come have dinner with us.
Wow.
That's how he is for real.
Damn.
And I'm getting chills saying it because it was like the way he did it, I knew right away. It wasn't sexual. He wasn't hitting on me. He invited me to meet his family. He told me how much his wife loved me. And he was, once Joey was on my side and was like, I got you, it changed everything for me because people were like, oh, Joey respects her, I guess.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah, but he's always been like, it's always been like that between us. So I guess from the beginning, I was just like, this guy is like the real deal.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess from what I saw, it was a podcast episode, and I was thinking, my God, the way they talk to each other, I'd be scared shitless. Well,
he's raunchy as fuck.
Totally, but he's that kind of conservative. I got.
Well,
when
he's
he was talking
raunchy.
about like, why would we do anal? Anal, it'd be like, I wouldn't want to do anal. I mean, he's like, I noticed that the stuff he was saying was kind of, I don't want to say vanilla, but
that's for sure.
vanilla. Yes, it was vanilla.
You're calling him out as
No.
I'm calling Joey Diaz out as vanilla.
No way. I can't wait to tell him about this
You can
tomorrow.
tell him. You can tell him.
No, we will on the podcast because he was just telling me some story. He's gonna kill me probably, but he was just telling me a story about like coming on a spoon and feeding it to someone.
My God, that is not vanilla.
I was like, why haven't you told that on the podcast? It's crazy.
That is
I don't
not
know.
vanilla.
He was like freaking out about something.
But I mean, I can see why he would be intimidating. And there was like one time we were on the road together and I disagreed with him on something and it got so intense so fast. I was like, you're right. You're probably
Yeah.
But
I mean, he has a presence.
well, yeah.
It feels like Tony Soprano sitting there.
Yes, that's what it is. That's why maybe that's
come
why.
down on me.
Yes, that's why I would have been scared because I was scared of Tony Soprano too.
I was nervous the first time I did his podcast. I do remember that. But the thing is that the difference between him, I was just talking about this, and like I've worked with Dice before. Andrew Dice
I'm
Quigley.
scared of him too.
Well, the difference is it's hard to explain, and I love both. But like Joey, despite how dirty he is and everything, there's like also this message of like love and support. Like Joey calls it church, like his podcast is the church of what's happening now, and he calls it church family. And it really feels like that to the point where when I go on the road, I'll be in other cities. People will message me and be like, hey, I'm church fam if you can. And that's what they mean.
Damn.
And it's just, Dice's audiences are they're just like filthy. Like we love filth.
Yeah.
Where Joey's are like, we like dirty jokes, but we also, it's like a different warmth. It's weird. It's hard to
I'm
explain.
glad you said that
Mhm.
because I was watching, going, "Oh my God, I'd be so scared to be on that show."
Well, I mean, nah, because I've heard, I don't watch his show all the time. I've heard that it's different one-on-one, but we have like some kind of funny, because the funny thing is he'll talk about that stuff on his side. He'll sit on the table and he'll talk about the dirtiest shit you ever heard. But then when I start talking about it, he gets like bright red. And
Maybe that's
God.
maybe that's how I got that impression that he was kind of vanilla because I only saw like that.
I saw something
you
very
might
not
be,
vanilla.
you might be like the daughter that the elder daughter for him or something.
I mean, I don't think it's like a daughter thing. I think it's just like maybe more like a sister or best friend.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because I do it on purpose now to fuck with him. You know what I mean? Like I try to go a little dirtier than I even normally would because I like to watch him squirm.
That's what I picked up on.
And Lee, his producer, the sidekick kid. I mean, he's so like we're around women that like last time I went, I think I wore a really short skirt or something just to like fuck with Lee because he gets nervous.
Oh my God.
Well, you have some balls though. I saw you hosted the AVN 2016.
Yeah.
I mean, that must have been kind of cool too.
That was really fun. I had no idea what it would be.
You were telling me you didn't have any clue who these porn stars even were before.
Not at all.
So when they asked you, were you like,
I didn't even know what the AVN Awards were. I swear to God, I had no idea. Actually, I found out the year before because they were thinking of using me for some red carpet stuff, like whatever, the red carpet interviews. And then I think they decided to use porn people for that. And I was like, all right, whatever. I forgot all about it. And then I was in Ventura performing. After the show, these guys were like, hey, we came out, so-and-so sent us here. We want you to host the AVN Awards. And I seriously was like, I don't remember. That's the porn thing? I don't know. And I was anxious to do it because I did my Playboy TV show already. And I was just nervous it would be too much adult. And as much as I support that, I also like want to do, I want to
be more mainstream.
Yeah.
you're like, am I getting sucked into this porn community?
See, I got sucked into the porn community.
I did. Did you do porn?
No. Oh, no. But I did. I do a YouTube channel, and during I've interviewed a lot of porn stars because sex is interesting.
It is, and I mean the thing is, it's like it's a weird balance though because when I told him I would do it, what I said, this is the truth. I said I will do it, but I want to do it from my own point of view, meaning I want to do it like someone that doesn't know a whole lot about this and is a little more innocent. And
it wasn't super funny though. You were funny though because you said something about I watched porn. My husband or boyfriend didn't, or something like that. And it was very funny.
Thank you. It's so funny because I still do some of those jokes every once in a while when I'm on the road because I like them so much. that bit about when you see a porn star in public and they're your favorite, like actor, and you don't know what to do, is like still a bit. I do.
Wait, Cam doesn't know. Keep going.
Something like I just said like it's weird porn is becoming so mainstream now that the porn stars are just like any other famous person, but it's weird because if you see them in public, you can't really acknowledge it. Like when you go up to me, you're like, can I get a picture with you? No, down here, put your dick on my shoulder. Like, you can't do that. But it's just, I don't know, that whole thing was bizarre. It was fun. The thing is, I love porn stars.
I do too.
They're so, you know why? Because they're open-minded.
They're free.
Yeah, they don't judge you.
Right.
They're fine.
That's how I went down that road. Because I really like people that just have no like inhibitions and love sex.
Yeah.
They don't, I mean, people think, oh, they have to do it because they got a family in Taiwan, they have to support it. No, most of the ones that I've interviewed love doing it for the sake of doing it. They love what they're doing.
A lot of them do. And I mean, the thing is too that people don't realize is that if you ever are on a porn set, it's no different from shooting any other like film.
So you've been on a porn set?
Oh yeah, I've been on them a lot because when I did my Playboy TV show a couple of times, we would shoot on porn sets for different things. But one time there was a storyboard I will never forget. There's a porn storyboard with like stick figures, the different shots and scenes. And it was just so surreal because I'm like, it's not what people think. It's so not sexy when you're there watching. It's really not.
It's actually really difficult, especially for the men, to keep that hard on for like, can you imagine, can you guys keep a hard on for like 45 minutes?
I think they use a lot.
As long as it's not touching anything, it would work. I think it would be fine.
I can't imagine Cam as a porn star. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you.
Oh, you probably shouldn't.
Yeah, thank you for not trying. I don't know why you are trying.
Thank God. That would be creepy. You guys would have to end this podcast.
No, because of the other issue. It's just like he's openly talking about some issues that he's had, with like getting excited.
Quicker than I want to sometimes. She makes fun of me for this.
I don't make fun of him, but just we kind of like talked about it a lot.
Every guy comes quicker than he wants to sometimes.
Well, most of the time. It depends. I've worked through it. We're good.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I think this is actually a great time for a commercial break. Our sponsor.
I wanted to hear about that.
Our sponsor is a company called Smiling Dick that makes a vibrator for men to like last longer.
Stamina control.
Yes.
Flashlight makes one of those.
Oh, really?
I don't want to fuck with your sponsorship.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, all right. Don't worry, he's not recording that. Oh, YouTube is.
Whatever.
Yeah,
but yours is better.
All right. Should we launch back in? I have some questions that I really want to get to. That we have not gotten to. Okay. And we're back with Kate Quigley.
Hello.
Hello. So, I made that comment earlier about like this guy saying like, "Hey, it's weird to see," or it's like this is unusual to see an attractive person doing stand up. So, first of all, what is your initial response to that? Is this guy a douchebag?
No.
Is that a thing you hear a lot?
Yeah, it used to be a lot more that I would hear that because I feel like there's so many more attractive people doing stand-up now, men and women. There's so many.
Yeah.
But also, like, there always were attractive men in stand-up, I think. Like, Dane Cook. I mean, Letterman, when he was younger, was cute. Not saying he's not cute now with the Amish beard and everything he's got. But I mean, like...
Jay Leno, I guess.
I mean, Jay, I don't know. I guess it depends on your type. But I'm just saying, like, it's not like there were never... I mean, Kevin Hart is cute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
These are all men. So, like, I imagine a lot of our listeners are going to be like, what the fuck, Cam? You don't think hot women can be funny? And that seems like a very shitty statement. And that is not what I'm saying. But I can imagine
it's evolved.
I guess it has
How women were funny. They were just acting. Lucille Ball.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Well, if you watch I'm Dying Up Here, that's like they do the whole evolution of the female comic.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
How does your comedy life affect your sex life?
A lot. Well, that's on me, though. It wouldn't have to if I didn't let it.
So how do you let it?
I mean, what I mean is like I'm very open talking about my love life and my sex life and my dating life on my podcast and on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, it scares a lot of guys. That's intimidating.
Do you tell people right away, just so you know, the people that don't know your comic, you meet them in a bar, you say right away, I do stand up, and I may be talking about how I gave you head tonight.
No, I definitely
It's
don't.
assumed.
I don't do that. It's very rare for me to meet someone that doesn't know what I do at this point. And I don't mean because they recognize me. I mean because I don't go out a lot. Just like, I wish I did, but I don't have a lot of time to just go out to a bar and meet new people. Usually if I actually have a free night,
But even like if you go on Tinder or something and they don't know who you are.
Are you on Tinder?
I don't go on Tinder because, no, I don't go on Tinder. I'm on it, but I don't use that at this point. I'll tell you why. This is going to sound maybe arrogant. I hope it doesn't. But the reason is because anyone I meet on any on any dating app is going to go look me up on social media.
That's true.
And it immediately brings up a billion questions I have to answer I don't want to. Or they assume things based on my public brand that isn't necessarily true. Like, for instance, I love sex. I'm a freak. I like dirty sex. I like threesomes. I like the fucking alleys. I like all kinds of shit. But I'm not promiscuous. I'm very selective. So, like, people assume because I talk so openly about sex that I'm easy or that I don't want to date you. So right away, they look at my Instagram, they see my podcast. I've had guys that I've dated, and because that, I sometimes make guys wait longer than I probably would if it wasn't the case, because I want them to see what I'm really like. And I've had guys, even after that, when we finally do have sex, at some point be like, well, you know, if you don't want guys to think you're just a good time, you should probably change the way you dress, change your Instagram.
Oh, wow.
And I would like to say, fuck you very much.
I do. That's why, like, it's hard to, because you know how you were saying when you get in an Uber, you ask the Uber driver the same question. But when I go out with someone that doesn't know much about comedy or the business, it's like doing a podcast. They ask all the same questions.
We get that a lot, though. And I even get that with my own boyfriend who I've been with for 10 years. He doesn't sometimes understand the boundary lines because really, where are they?
You're saying like, oh, you talk about this on the podcast, so why can't I ask you this?
Yes, he doesn't sometimes know. Like, he doesn't know where to draw the line with us.
Yeah. Like, even a great example, like I do a joke on stage where I basically talk about the Me Too movement, and the joke is just based, I mean, I don't want to do my bit on here because then it's out there, but like I basically just do a joke saying how, you know, assault is terrible, but some of the stories like jerking off in a plant and you end up with an Oscar, I'm like, I would watch you guys jerk off for a Chipotle gift certificate or whatever, right? Like, it's a joke, total joke. And people come up to me after shows sometimes and be like, hey, are you serious? I'll give you $100 to watch me jerk off. And I'm like, are you fucking for real? Clearly it's a joke. But then at the same time, it's like you can't get too mad at them because you are saying the joke.
What about that doctor joke you did?
The boob job joke?
Yeah.
What about
Was that true?
Well, kind of. Like, I really did meet a guy who was like, I'll suck on the other one to make him even. He wasn't a surgeon, but it fit better.
It's a great joke.
Thank you. So they don't know what.
You
can find it on YouTube.
So do you feel in like with all this Me Too stuff and like the crazy, especially within comedy, there's some crazy shit going on with regard to sex. So do you feel a little more restricted in what you can talk about on stage, or you're like, oh, what if the audience thinks this, or no, you don't give a fuck?
No.
I love that you don't give a fuck.
I don't care. I used to care about way too much. I mean, I used to care what everybody thought of me on a personal level, on a respect level, audience. And then I finally realized I just talk about what I care about, meaning whatever I think about the Me Too movement, my most real, honest opinion is what I'm going to give. And if you don't like it, it's okay. Find somebody you like better. Leave. I don't care. You're not my audience. That's fine.
You give zero fucks, and that's our manifesto.
It's because I don't. You know what I think it is? It's because people don't believe this, but I have been through a point in my life where I was making a lot of money. I had a husband. I feel like I was kind of living the American dream. I had a place, I had a lot of money. I was traveling the world. I had a husband, but I wasn't fulfilled. Like, I hadn't found like what makes me really tick. And then I found it, and then I made way less money, but I was way happier.
That's the definition of success.
Yeah, and I just realized that I am not motivated by money or things. I'm really not. You come to my house, I have like 10 pairs of shoes, like total. Like, I'm not material.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I did the same thing you did. Unfortunately, Cam's father and my husband passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But It's like my current boyfriend's like, I can't wait to buy you a big house. I'm like, I don't want a big house. I don't want to be taking care of any big house.
Yeah, he said the same thing to me. I'm like, what the
What?
fuck?
I have no desire for. I wear the crappy clothes. I mean, they look nice, but they're not designer.
Well, you're beautiful, so you can wear whatever you want.
Well, I could say the same about you. But
Well,
the point is that it just like I can be with my friends and they're like, oh, I can't wait to go to the Hermes store. I'm like, what? I don't even know how to pronounce Hermes.
I'm the same way. It's like, it's weird because now I will say I would move into a bigger house. Maybe maybe I would get a condo at the beach in Venice or something instead of Hollywood. Like,
no.
You know what I mean? Like maybe, but it's because lifestyle. It's because I like the beach. It's not because I want a nicer place or a bigger.
It's not for image.
Yeah, I've never been driven by that. And I've never been driven by, when I was young, very young, like a kid, I thought, oh, I want to be famous. And now, like, I have friends who are so famous and just as miserable as anyone else I know.
More miserable.
Yeah, and it's like, but I also have friends that are famous that it doesn't affect them and you'd never know they were famous. And like, so I think it's really like, it's not about any of that shit. It's just about doing what makes you happy. And that's why if someone doesn't like me at this point, I go, that's cool. I have this. If this is the most I ever get in life, I'm like, I've gotten a lot. You know what I mean?
I'm so impressed because it literally took me over 50 to get to that philosophy, which is still better than most of 90% of my friends. They still haven't gotten there. And you're doing it at your age. I don't even know how old you are.
I'm 35.
I mean, amazing. And Cam's younger than you, and he already gets it.
I don't know if it's even, because I don't think it's age. I think it's life experience.
It is.
It's like you went through that. You lost your father. Like going through the divorce was like really traumatic. But I think when you go through something like that, sometimes it really makes you wiser. Like you learn, like it changes you, you know?
Yeah, I've often said that is like, it is so, going through like a serious trauma or tragedy is like so groundbreaking and like mind opening that I will find myself attracted to people who, without even knowing their backstory, I'm like, oh, there's the depth there that can only come through deep suffering.
When my husband passed away, I don't know if I told you this, Cam, but I would, for whatever reason, find younger guys that was mostly because I knew there was nothing serious that's going to really happen. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're much younger. But they all had like a deceased parent.
Huh. Interesting.
So that's like,
and you wouldn't even know.
I did not know.
Well, they say there's so much science behind stuff like that in chemistry. Like I feel it now. There's a guy. I just slept with him the other night. Oh, he's such a piece of shit.
Was he good in bed though?
Oh, he's the best. We're the best together. But the thing is, it took me so long to realize, but this guy, we've been hooking up for 5 or 6 years, like pretty much, I think 5 years, like since almost right after my divorce, right? It's always on and off. We dated for a little bit. We couldn't be together because, I mean, I had my issues back then because I was very young and dating. And I was like too jealous, whatever. But he is still psycho jealous to the point of like, pays attention to every person that comments and on my stuff.
Damn.
Everything he hears, he believes. So we could never date. But the sex is so insanely good that every time I see him, no matter how much, I'm like, I'm never fucking him again. I'll just see him somewhere and be like, oh. But it's weird because I was actually telling Joey Diaz that I was laying in bed next to him. He doesn't even have to touch me. If our arms are like this close together, I can feel the energy between us, right? And I started thinking, because I read a book not that long ago, and it was talking about that energy.
Yeah, it's hard to describe. It's a chemistry.
It's chemical, but this book was saying it's psychological, that when you're around someone that innately your psyche knows this person is toxic, like this person fills some void that is missing in your life. So like I started thinking, it's so true with that guy, because that guy is basically my dad. I mean, personality-wise, like there's so many things.
Narcissistic?
Well, no, he's just, I mean, my dad would get so mad at me for saying this stuff. But
what do you call your dad out for being narcissistic?
I don't know what you mean.
No, like, I mean, my dad, like, is, for one thing, he's an addict, but he's on and off, and so is this guy, but on a deeper level. Like, I mean, my dad would not show up for things he said he would show up for. And this guy turned out to be very much like my father. But I never could have known at the beginning. But the book says when you feel that kind of intensity immediately, which I did with him, that it's a sign that that person won't be a good match for you, dating-wise.
Oh,
Great
wow.
sex.
Great sex.
But like
And it doesn't. Is he that good looking, or are you just like? Okay.
This guy's really, really good looking and short.
Sure.
He's not like if you saw him in a bar, maybe immediately you would go to him. But like he is hot. I'm not gonna lie. His body's good. He's a little short, but
is he funny?
Yeah, he's really funny. He's really talented. He's sexy. He's charming.
Yeah.
He's got it all.
Yeah.
But it's just what I'm saying is you with those young guys.
Yeah.
There's something there that your psyche knows.
I think it was like I had this need to nurture, and they had the need to be nurtured, maybe, or something.
Yeah,
something along those lines.
And you just, I don't know.
Do you agree, Mom, with the idea that like if you find someone really enticing right off the bat, that it's an indicator not to go towards them?
No.
Okay. All right.
For me, it's weird because it's only happened in my life a handful of times that I would meet a guy and just want to fuck him so badly that I could feel it, or be like the last guy that I dated that ended up being like the worst decision dating wise in my life. I will never forget the first night I met him. We hugged. I felt like, I just want to cuddle this guy. I just want to cuddle him. I didn't want to fuck him. I was like, I just want to put my head on him and cuddle him. And he ended up being the biggest sociopath.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not exaggerating. So I'm like, that's me. I'm attracted to that. It's crazy.
It's insanity.
Well, I think that sometimes you're attracted to drama too. And I think I'm attracted to drama. I'm attracted to risk takers. I kind of think I know what my type is. I also knew when I was with certain guys that just having sex, they were such assholes. And I knew there's no way I ever want to be with this guy, but I might as well have sex with him because he's good in bed and he's attractive and he's got that. See, I'm attracted to that, a narcissist sexually, but not in a relationship.
See, it's weird for me because the guys that I've just had sex with, no matter how hot they are and how good they are in bed, it'll never be quite as good. Like, I hooked up with this porn guy. I've hooked up with a few porn stars. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this about me. I tried to date one. That was a disaster.
Derek, the first name?
I'm not telling who it was, but I've never told who it was. But he's not who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But there was one that we would hook up, and the guy is so good in bed. I mean, he's perfect.
Technique-wise.
Perfect. Just exactly what I like in every aspect. But there was always something that didn't make me go like, ugh, like I'm so into it.
Because he's acting.
I mean, a little maybe, but like, I think it's because if I don't have some kind of like actual feeling of wanting to date you, I don't know. I think I can't get as turned on. Yeah,
this is it. This has been coming up for the past 29 years for me.
And he's 29.
This is the hardest thing in the world. I think, especially guys are like told, yeah, you should just be wanting to fuck anything. Like, unless you're like a cuck, right? Like most, that's like the general social idea. And I'm like, no. If there's not an emotional connection, what are we doing here? We're just fucking. It's like such a finite game. Like there's gonna be an ejaculation and that's it.
Yeah, it might be quick.
And it might be very quick in certain situations.
Yeah, I've never just had sex though with anybody that I didn't at least like. Even if it was someone I fucked the first night, at least we talked for a few hours. There had to be something I felt like some kind of.
I'm like must be a slut or something because I didn't have to have the 2-hour talk first.
That doesn't make you a slut. It just makes you. I started so late in the game, and then I don't know.
I started like I was in my 40s. This is the second time around I'm talking. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I grew up like in the days of like in the 80s, 70s. I'm talking about when I was having like sex before marriage type of thing, and we didn't really have to. You have to have a basic friendship, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I guess I just, it's probably just because how you're brought up is so drilled into your brain. And then it took me a while to kind of like, now if I want to, like, there's been guys that I've met that have been like, I'm not looking to date. I just want to get my hands on you. And I'm like, well, let's have a drink and see if there's chemistry, but I have to have a drink. I could never just see a hot guy on a dating app and be like, come to my place.
No, I
couldn't do it.
No. I couldn't do that either. I misunderstood what you were saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like,
I couldn't do that.
There was a football player in San Francisco who was like hot 49er that I was like, God, he's so fine. I totally want to like go out with this guy. But I knew I didn't want to date him. But I was like, let's meet for a drink. But meet for a drink to me is like the tester. Like, I can't just fuck him unless I meet him and there's chemistry.
Oh yeah, mental, because otherwise it's like, oh my God, man, this is like a dumb fuck.
This is what even Nina Hartley came out to the show.
Yeah.
Big porn star. She kind of was like, hey, Cam, I'll give you some sex lessons or something along those lines. And then, so eventually, after months of
There's a podcast
deliberation,
episode about this, by the way.
That's holy.
I was like, all right, we'll see what this might be an interesting experience. So I texted her, and even she wanted to get a lunch beforehand to discuss what was going to go on and if there was chemistry and shit like that.
Yeah, I mean,
So this is someone who's fucked thousands of men.
Right. I mean, you can't just look at somebody and see if they're attractive or not. Because on paper, they might look attractive. But when you're actually talking to them, like, fuck, are you kidding me? But on the other hand, if there's enough drinks under my belt, and if we think it's just going to be kissing, kissing them, then it can end up being
So if you can completely delude yourself, then it might work.
If I'm thinking it's just going to be kissing, because I was naive enough to think it would just be kissing for many, many times. You would think not, like I would get the hint after like 2 or 3 times it's going to turn into more.
That's hilarious.
But I was like, oh, well, so then what exactly is sex? Is sex kissing? Is sex Is sex blowjobs?
I can just kiss and stop it at that, but I'm really bad at anything between kissing and sex. Like, for instance, like once I'll tell a guy, like, all I can do is kiss you until we're ready to fuck. Because if you touch me anywhere else, I know myself. I just know myself. I'm very sexual. Once I get a little turned on, I have a super addictive personality. I think that's why I've had any level of success in this business. It has nothing to do with talent. It has to do with the fact that I am such an addictive type personality that I get addicted to everything, whether it's comedy, work, the gym, fucking. So once you touch me, if it feels right, I'm going to be hooked on that. I'm not going to want, I can't say no. I'm just a girl who can't say no. That's the truth, man. So
that drama thing, when you guys are like, oh, that drama is a big turn on to me, I felt very the opposite. That could not be further from the truth for me. If I know that there's going to be any drama at all, I will run for the hills.
Yeah, I hate drama too.
Oh, so I thought.
Well, no.
Oh, you were.
I'm not turned on by drama.
I'm not talking about like, oh God, it's so hard to say about drama. I mean, it's just some
heat, fire.
There's got to be like a spark there, like a little bad boy type of feeling. Like I can't do like just
a little danger.
Yeah.
A little risk.
Like a guy that will like. This is my husband. The first time I met him, there was someone peeing in an alley, and I walked in. And I'm like, can you go help me? Because I walked to my car. Because someone's peeing, and without a doubt, he just ran out there and like helped me. And I mean,
I thought you were going to say that your husband was the guy that was peeing in the alley. And
later on, we ended up getting married. I got into the peeing thing. No, it's just I like the fact that he just didn't even flinch, just went right out there. Where most people would be like, before I go out and defend you, I'm going to go get like a bodyguard or a gun or something.
Aww.
So you need to me. I need someone who's like street smart and is like not scared to do stuff like that. That's what I need.
Yeah. Well, you know what I think it is for me is that, darkness is attracted to light and light is attracted to dark. I'm very light.
I like to.
Yeah. So I'm attracted to dark, but I'm getting better.
And
like, cause I
finding the light?
No, I found that I'm very attracted to dark souls, like dark, damaged. I think it makes me feel more healthy somehow. I go like, man.
Or it gives you purpose. Like, I can bring this person up a little bit.
Yeah, something like that. Like I'm very forgiving, like, because I'm very open-minded. So, and I'm an empath. So
wait, what's your zodiac sign?
Sagittarius. Yeah. But I really feel like I can.
Well, no.
What is that?
She's so playful, and then she's also like, she puts her foot in her mouth a lot of times. That's a Sagittarius thing to do.
Yeah.
She puts her foot in her mouth sometimes.
I really do. It's insane. But I don't know. I can see both sides of almost any situation. And so sometimes I do that too long in relationships. But, truthfully, it's weird because I'm getting better. Like I'm at a turning point, I feel. I'm so focused on my career right now. Guys are literally the absolute least important thing in my life. And I'm treating them that way. And it's helping me. It really
Would you
is.
say that you're like similar in that mindset right now?
Yeah.
Because you got so much going on in your life?
Yeah, that's I think, yeah.
One of the reasons
That
that you're
sounds right.
reluctant to get intimate, because like, what if I get intimate and then what if it's gonna be a relationship? I don't have time for a relationship right now because I got so much going on.
No. I think if I found the right person, I would be like very into it. I think finding the right person for me is very challenging.
Well, maybe you wouldn't want to waste time finding that person basically because of the fact that you don't have a lot of time.
No,
That's what
I'm
I'm
going on dates left and right, and
You are? Damn, playing. Get it. He's
no,
Yeah.
they're not like they're like
So
very.
he is a fuckboy in disguise.
Going on dates is not a fuckboy. Whatever. I'm treating a lot of people to drinks and dinners.
That sounds expensive.
It's an expensive
Trust me,
situation.
he's not comfortable with the expense.
Oh,
No, it's fine.
I hate dating. I hate it so much. I really do.
Why do I like
It's
it?
like a job. It's in a job interview.
I'm going on dates with people that I know I
That's
have
different.
some
Oh.
connection with.
That's different. See, that's my thing is, like, I had a guy that kept trying to ask me out who I don't really know. The thing is, I really, at this point, I want it to be gradual whenever it does happen. I'd rather be someone I see a few times at a party or whatever. We have some connection, then we go out. I have no interest in going on a date with a stranger
Oh yeah.
because starting from zero, I already
It's a
know.
nightmare.
I don't have time
No.
to get to know someone new. I just don't.
And the odds
No.
of it actually clicking.
Think
Like
about
to take
the
a
odds.
stranger and for you guys to
Yeah.
click
No.
next to
What
impossible.
I say, like 10%.
Especially knowing that there are other people like that you could easily find. Like you can find people so easily.
We
now.
have weird lives too.
Very
So
strange.
you either need someone whose life is in this business and equally as kind of odd, or it's going to take you so long to make
Yeah.
them get it.
That's very true.
You know,
Yeah.
my boyfriend, he's gotten into like understanding my lifestyle for like 10 years already. You know, he
Yeah.
knows wherever we go, he's going to be taking a lot of pictures, or he's going to be like standing in the background, or whatever. He's going to be comfortable with the fact that guys are, you know, asking me about sex.
Right.
Were you talking about the type of stuff you're sharing, or just the lifestyle, like traveling as a comic and things like that?
Just all of it.
Well, that's
all
true
of it.
too.
And also, like, it's just, I mean, I don't know, just the whole business is people not in it. It's hard to even explain on a podcast, but like people that aren't in it don't understand the amount of work it takes. Sometimes. Like, for instance, just in the last 2 days, like I did 3 shows, not last night, the night before, right? And then I had a meeting at the end of the night, so late, about a shoot the next day.
Mm.
And then I literally yesterday shot 3 episodes of my own show. Then I did someone else's podcast. And then I went and did this talk show thing. And then I had like post-production crap from my shoot. So like,
You didn't have any Tinder dates in the middle.
yeah, like literally I couldn't even post to my social media or text people back because I couldn't be on my phone, because every time I picked it up, it was to deal with whatever was in the moment. So even my own
And that was on a Sunday, by the way.
yeah, well, there's no weekdays or work days for people in this business. It's every day is a work day.
And you know, and it's all consuming though. It really is. And it's almost to the point where I fall into bed half the time and I'm exhausted just because there's so much going on all the time. It
Yeah.
doesn't end at 5.
Yeah, but even in my friendships, like I've lost so many friends because they think I'm blowing them off or that they're not important to me, when I'm like, I swear you are, but literally I haven't even texted my mom back. Like I'm so busy. So explaining that to someone you're dating, I mean, I even understand, because I at some point would be like, come on. You're seeing somebody else, you're cheating, you're lying. There's no way anyone's this busy. And I'm like, I swear. Like,
No, it's true. I feel that way. Do you feel that way, Cam?
Yeah. How do your parents respond to your material? And
they could not be better, both of them.
oh,
My
wow.
mom and dad. They're so
I would
supportive.
love to call your parents.
Yeah. I've tried to get my mom to do my podcast.
She won't come on?
She's just not that person. She doesn't want to be on camera. She doesn't. Every once in a while, I'll get her in an Instagram video. That's the best I can do. She won't, but she's the best. She's not.
How about your dad?
My dad would love it, but I would never do it because he's too much of a risk, because I never know what state of mind, because my dad does drink and smoke weed and just like,
And who knows what's
you
going to
never
come
know
out
what
of
he's
his
going to
mouth.
be like. Exactly. But he's great too. As I've gotten older, I learned to accept both of them for what, you realize at some point that you have already, that your parents are real people. People put them on a pedestal, like my mom and dad are supposed to be XYZ perfect, and they so hard on their parents. At some point, you're like, they're just us, but they had kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't know more than we know now. I'm 35. My mom was 15 years younger than me when she had me. Like, I couldn't have raised anybody as well as she did. There's no way.
Yeah.
So you adjust, I think.
Totally. So if people want to find your stuff, how do they find you?
Okay, KateQuigley.com is my website, and my social media is just at KateQFunny. That's it.
And it's funny stuff.
And it's so awesome.
We asked this to all of our guests, have you ever walked in on a parent having sex or vice versa?
No to walking in, and no to vice versa. Nothing. Thank God. Thank God. No. Gross. I just got sick.
That's awesome. This is like literally, okay, here I go again. And this time no one's going to believe me. It's like the boy crumble, but this is one of my favorite interviews I've ever had.
Aww.
It really is. I feel like such a connection with you for whatever reason. I don't know. You're just so open.
Thank you. That's so sweet. I really appreciate it. I don't know. I just try to be real. That's it.
Yep.
You guys are too. You know, can I ask you a question? Because I know nothing. Well, what are we at? How are we at?
Maybe we wrap this up and then we can start. We can
Okay, cool.
Thanks for coming on, Kate.
Thanks for having me.
Kate.
I almost forgot to say, check out my podcast, Date Fails.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. Yes.
And if you don't see the video, people are like, why don't you do it every week? I just don't do video every time, but it's always up on iTunes and everything, Spotify, all that crap.
And we'll be on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
So, let me just check my phone really fast before we switch. Oh, this isn't bad at all.
Perfect.
I'm going to cancel that other meeting, so I don't care.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Well, I have to put an audition on tape now, so I have to learn lines and crap. So hang on, I have to. I'm so sorry, you guys.
No worries.
No, we get it. Trust me, we get it. Hey, how's our YouTubers doing over there? Anything that's not perverted?
Yo, is this normal? I'm 16 and about to go into my junior year of high school, and I'm having regular sex with one of my teachers. She's 27.
That's okay. That's the typical question we get.
And we got Kate is fit strip.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank
That
you.
is so funny.
16-year-olds, please come back in 2 years.
1 second.
I might pee real quick, actually.
I'll be back. So tired.
Are you? I mean, it sounds like such an exhausting day yesterday.
Honestly, it's not usually this bad, but since I went on a 10-day trip doing shows on the East Coast.
Oh,
And then,
want another post check?
do you have another?
Yeah.
Oh, or I can just, I'm not even drinking this, so I'll just
Oh,
use this
okay.
one. I'll drink it.
Take it with you.
It's a good one.
It's a goodie bag.
I like that. Thanks. I went on this 10-day trip to Florida for shows in New York, DC, whatever. And then I came back. This doesn't usually happen, but like usually I take a day off when I come back to recover, sort of.
Yeah, totally.
But this time, for some
It's
reason,
a big jet lag too.
yeah, for some reason, I came back Sunday, and from Sunday night until today, which has now been a whole, what day is today? Monday? It's been a week. So that was last. I have not had, it has been the craziest, even with the holiday, the busiest week, just meetings, auditions, shows. I don't know why. Even the 4th of July, I had to spend like half the day just working to catch up. So I think I'm just finally like, I'm supposed to do a photo shoot tomorrow. I might have to just be like, I need
Another day or so.
a day
Well,
to
I'm
rest.
looking at you. You don't have like circles under your eyes like I do. You know, like I get so exhausted. We just got back from Big Bear.
I feel like I do. I love people. I have, is that still on?
I think it is.
Me too.
I think there's 2 people on. One is a 16-year-old who I don't want him to go back to school where we're
It's
supposed
not
to be.
weird. This, when there's little kids on here.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do? I mean,
I found out my 12-year-old, or not even 12, 10-year-old niece follows my Instagram. And I was like, I said to my dad, like, that's not, she shouldn't be following me.
no, please. They've probably seen way worse.
So I say, why don't we do I feel bad because I feel like I talked so much and you probably didn't even get to say anything you wanted. But
No.
can we do 25 or something?
Sure.
Is that cool with
As
you
long
guys?
as it's cool with you.
Yeah,
We
we
could even use like we could even whatever you want. We could do like 10 minutes if you want to.
How
just
long
to
can we do?
introduce. Because we recorded like 40 minutes total.
Oh, that's it? Okay, perfect. All right.
We'll see how it goes, and if you want to just go like this,
Yeah. This is
that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Want to see the?
so this we're planning for this to come out at the beginning of your podcast.
Okay.
Is this how you'll start it?
Yeah, I'll just start it. Be like, hey guys, it's Kate. This is Date Fails. I am here. Actually, this is so horrible. I don't even know both your guys' full names.
Oh, KarenLee and
Hold on,
Cam.
I'm writing them down. I'm writing down everything and your podcast name
Oh, right.
and all your stuff.
Oh no, it's not there.
Yeah, because I don't think your names are on the thing.
It's not. It's
That's
KarenLee. It's one word.
You guys should look fast. Okay, I knew that. And Cam.
Is
Is your last name Lee too?
No.
No.
Both our last names Poter.
Oh, but you
She's
guys.
going. She's
my
doing
middle name,
Madonna
my first
Madonna thing.
KarenLee
I'm
and
getting
Cam.
rid of Poter eventually, and it's going to be like Madonna at the end. So
KarenLee and Cam Poter, sex talk with my mom.
This is gonna be fun.
we'll also send you all the links and everything, so we don't have to.
Yeah. No, this is great.
I already followed you, so I'm like couldn't message you. And
I'll
stuff.
find your stuff. I'll find everything. I haven't even looked at my.
And
Wait,
that's
that's
the
the
most exhausting thing to
So we're good. Yeah.
do.
Okay. Hey guys, what's up? It's Kate. This is Date Fails. I'm really happy right now. I made 2 new friends today.
Hello.
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 Say hi. You guys can say hi.
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 So guys, every once in a while I will do a swap cast with someone. And so my good friend Holly Randall came and did a podcast. And then she was like, Kate, you have to do this podcast. These guys are amazing. So I came over to do a podcast and they're so cool. I was like, oh, we have to record for my podcast now and then trade files because you guys are the coolest ever. So let me introduce them. First of all, it's KarenLee and Cam from Sex Talk with My Mom.
Woo!
Dude, just the name of the podcast, Sex Talk with My Mom, made me want to do it, by the way.
Oh wow.
I knew nothing else about it. I was like, who talks about sex with their mom? And then I showed up we're at Karen's place, but she has a beautiful podcast studio in her apartment, which I love. And she's stunning, first of all.
Well, thank you.
You really are.
Sweet. I can't believe you say stunning. It's never been a word used with me. But
Come on.
Stunning?
No way.
Look at your Instagram.
Okay,
There's
those are
people-
curvy, like young guys.
I can't wait to look at it. I haven't
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it.
Oh,
These
God.
comments are outrageous.
It's
Really? Do you post hot photos?
It's a thirst trap.
Oh my
The
God.
whole thing's a thirst trap.
I never heard that term. Where'd you go up with that term?
It's a thing.
You never heard the term thirst trap?
No.
It's what you're doing.
Oh.
It's what I can't wait to look
know that
now.
I'm doing a thirst trap.
Oh my God. All right. I have so many questions.
Now, where do we begin?
Yeah, but really, I do. First of all, and this is horrible because I just showed up to your podcast and I didn't do research. I just heard the name and was like, I'm doing it.
We'll be
But
open, don't worry.
You're a sex expert?
Sexpert, kind of self-proclaimed.
Okay. How did this happen?
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, so you want to start, Cam?
Well, okay. Like, how did I start talking about
Well,
sex? with my
did you
mom?
guys start the podcast first? Was it?
Okay,
Tell me the story.
Okay, so here's the origin story. So, my mom and I were always very close growing up. Our family is like very focused on comedy, I'd also say.
But it was more like a traditional suburban family in Chicago. White picket fence, the whole thing. He's the middle child of 3, 2 dogs, a cat.
But she was like the cool mom of like the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
And she must have been like the hot mom. We said, all your friends
Yes.
like bros.
Yes.
Really?
Freshman year of college, I had a picture of you and me on my wall, and someone came in and said, "Is that your prom date?" I was like, "No, that's
Shut
my
up.
fucking mom. Get out of here."
How many guys tried to bang your mom when you were growing up?
Oh my God.
I think a lot would flirt with her, and you would flirt back very.
Well, I mean, a
Unnecessarily.
compliment's a compliment.
A compliment is a
What do you mean
compliment.
unnecessarily? I mean, what if someone says I'm, good looking, I say, oh, thank you.
All right, it was more than anyway. Nothing. I don't think you actually hooked up with any of my friends.
Yeah, I never hooked up with any of your friends. None of them were attractive. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So
That's amazing.
So we were always very close. It was she's very close. We were able to talk about sex and relationships growing up, despite me not having a lot of sex. So it's not that But relationships can be tricky to talk about with your parents.
Not a lot of. You didn't have a lot of sex growing up.
I had 0 sex growing up.
Again, we're talking about under 18.
Even even kissing would be weird to talk about with your parents for most people, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Would it be weird for you or no?
Oh, yeah. To talk about that stuff with my mom growing up, absolutely not. I never would have. But I still wouldn't talk about like anything past like, yeah, I had sex with him. That's it.
Well, we get into graphic detail, but we digress. Go
I
ahead.
can't imagine talking about like pussy with my mom.
But she's kind of chill. She's like a
I
friend, you
It's
know?
really cool. Yeah, I get. But wait,
It's still weird.
growing up, I know you said your husband passed away.
Well, Cam's going to get to that story.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
okay.
so this is how it all. So basically, when I was 17, my dad was murdered, which was like a crazy, insane experience
Holy
for us.
shit.
Yeah.
By
That's
a
like
disgruntled employee.
it was wild.
Oh, so sorry.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was obviously not expected,
No.
and so we really had to come together as a family unit, and that really opens us up. I mean, I didn't have a dad around to even ask about sex, so of course I would go to my mom for that. And I mean, I think going through an experience like that, you kind of gain perspective. You're like, wait a second, life is very
For
fleeting.
sure.
Yeah, so you can, make sure don't be like, don't take little things too seriously, and also, do something with your life then. And so you started your own YouTube channel.
Yeah, I started a YouTube channel trying to help other women who've gone through like a death or a divorce later in life. I wrote this book, A Cougar's Guide to Getting Your Ass Back Out There, which I'm going to give you a copy, Kate.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I'm so excited.
Basically, it's a self-help book, and it's also more of like a little semi-autobiographical, but the beginning of what happened. So going back out there again in your 40s is a lot different than when you're 20s, and I thought I'd help other people because I couldn't find anything on the internet that really would address what I was talking about. Mostly pickup artist stuff and like other young 20-year-old women talking about like the game or whatever, how to be the wingman or wingwoman. And it's like that didn't really work with me in my 40s. So anyway, I started my own channel for women, and guess what? Got like 50 views on reinventing yourself after divorce. And if I put something out about sex, all of a sudden I got like hundreds of thousands of views. So, all right, maybe not hundreds of thousands.
Well,
thousands.
it turns out that the only people on YouTube that were watching her were these horny dudes, 19 to 35.
Hilarious, which is the opposite of kind of like who you were like
Those
trying
are
to
the
target.
Cubs, right?
Yeah.
The Cubs looking for the cougar.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So anyway, that's how I started interviewing porn stars, because sex was really what people were interested in.
Sex sells.
Sex sells.
So I figured if you can't beat them, join them. So I did.
And
You can't beat them off.
I was in college. Yeah, I was in college at the time, and she said she was starting this YouTube channel to help women get back out there. And I'm like, this is phenomenal. And then I'm
Then you
starting to
saw
watch
it.
these videos. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is my mom talking about penis size with porn stars and
so funny.
oral sex tips? And
So that's how I became a sexpert, so to speak.
so she was doing this for a while. I started doing stand-up, which is how I first saw you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even know that.
No, I kind of moved away a little bit.
Oh,
from-
okay.
Yeah.
It's just clowning now.
I got into weirder
That's cool.
shit. Yeah.
Clowning is cool.
It's fun.
He's a clown.
So then but while I was doing stand-up, I started taking this book and trying to sell it to the audience, A Cougar's Guide to Getting Your Ass Back Out There. And like, though any jokes involving my mom, it was like a gold mine. So I just was like starting to make whole sets about it, and then eventually made a video together, and then that created this podcast.
I mean, it's so funny that you guys sit down and talk about sex.
Thank you.
And you were talking earlier, and then we cut to a break about not being able to
Premature
last.
ejaculation.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, just having that conversation with your mom, but also, I want to talk more about that.
Yeah.
About premature ejaculation.
Well, I just want to know, like, because I dated a guy who had the most beautiful, amazing dick, and we had such great chemistry, but this motherfucker could not last more than like a minute, no matter what
So
we did.
disappointing.
And he is not a guy that hasn't fucked a lot. I mean, he is famous. He's fucked a lot of hot women. I'm like, why can't he last?
He needs to get control of his dick.
So I think there are some solutions here. I think the first for me was realizing that I could get up very quickly thereafter and then go for not much longer, but
Go
more
again.
than go again.
See, I'm always fine if you go again.
Right.
But like some guys after 40, they're too lazy to go again.
But no one tells that to
Why
to
you
dudes.
look at me like that? Like I would know
Like
that.
you know.
Yeah. It's not that they're too lazy. Some of them just can't get it up again.
Oh, I never even thought of that.
No, they're spent. They could go 2 days without being able to get it
Oh,
up again.
gross.
There's a recovery period. It's a
Get it
refractory
together.
period.
No, really?
Yeah, it doesn't get better either. I've been scheduled with forewarning you.
Can you
Because
fix that?
I've been with the sexually called Viagra. Yeah.
But they can't work it out like a muscle, like to make it stronger.
Well, there you
You
go.
can.
Go ahead, Cam.
Well,
Yeah, Cam, explain it.
Cam is
our sponsor, Smiling Dick,
mention code BOMB to get 20. What is it?
15% off.
15% off at checkout.
Smiling Dick is the
Smiling
name
Dick.
of your
Yeah.
sponsor.
So here's the deal. I mean,
They're getting a free advertisement on your.
They are.
podcast.
Yeah, you can sponsor mine too, Smiling Dick.
it's a vibrator for men that you use it basically adds more stimulation while you're jerking off. So it's like kind of training a little bit. This is the idea behind
That's
it.
hilarious.
It's not like a regular vibrator that you and I would use.
Yeah.
Okay. It's more of like one that's molded to the actual dick. It's
Right.
like it fits on the dick.
Wow, like a not a ring, like a.
Well, Cam knows more than I do.
Yeah.
You haven't seen one?
I'm still
Oh no,
in the-
he showed me. I think you showed it to me. Yeah, he showed it to me.
To put your dick in a mold like a mouthpiece.
No,
like,
no.
make it in the
It's a
microwave.
one size fits all situation.
No, but we did
Yeah.
that too. That was Clone Willie. We've done that. Clone Willie, Clone Pussy. More sponsors.
Oh
Jesus
God,
Christ.
clone a pussy.
Clone Willie too.
I want to clone mine and put it on my coffee table like
Oh,
an
yeah.
ashtray.
Oh,
You
go to
just let it sit out.
clonewillie.com.
Enter promo code BOMB, 15% off.
Another 15% off.
We're sponsoring all these fucking.
I got my Clone Pussy
Oh,
somewhere
hey,
here.
oh,
Cam.
Please
Clone a
don't.
pussy. Hit
It's
me
not
up
that-
too.
I don't know where
Please
it's
do
at.
not, no.
I think I lost my Clone Pussy.
I don't think that we should bring that up.
I agree.
Whose dick is that?
Oh, that's called Pat Willie. Pat Willie is a friend of ours.
She has a dick on her table
I do.
It's not
gold.
just a dick. This is a massive gold dildo.
with a bow tie and
It's
eye.
not a dildo. It's a paperweight.
It has a bow tie on.
We also have 3 lovely
Buddhas.
Buddhists that are, giving a little Zen feel here.
Uh-huh.
It's a little contradictory in some respects.
I really like that dick has a bow tie on it.
What about the googly eyes?
The eyes are cool, but if a guy pulled out his dick and it was wearing a bow tie, I'd be like, special occasion sex.
This is another cure for premature ejaculation.
Okay, top.
No, that just.
Oh, the bow tie? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Okay,
No,
so back to-
it's not a perfect cure. It basically, usually psychological. I think it is, if you have sex with the same person time and time again, you'll gain stamina. And the stop-start technique is something that people often use, which is like you jerk off to the point of, to your edge 3 times. You're supposed to do it. I did a 21-day masturbation challenge.
He wrote about it. If
I
you
did.
go to
Did
sexwithmymom.com, you can read his blog for 21 days.
Oh, wow. You jerk off till you're about to come and then you don't? Is that what you're saying?
So in this case, I did. Yeah.
Wow.
I did not come, right.
Got it.
But then with the smiling dick,
No more anything.
it's a similar program.
Huh.
Anyway, there are some solutions out there. I think the ideal one would be like cognitive behavioral therapy, maybe. Although smiling
Would
dick,
be what? Sorry.
cognitive behavioral therapy.
Oh, cognitive behavioral.
Cam has done a lot of research.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's
it's
good.
But it's not like, it makes it sound like this is something that's plaguing my life, which is not
No.
the case.
No, but you have a podcast about sex.
Right,
yes,
exactly.
yes.
So it comes up.
But I'm glad that you're doing that because it means you care.
Someone's got to do the research.
Some people don't care.
Yeah.
If you're a guy and you have this problem and you don't want to fix it, you're an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, but
Well,
you know what?
but they could easily just go down on you for a while, right? And
Yeah,
then
that's what I
It's
always
not the
recommend.
same.
No, it's not the same,
Sorry.
but it will help. Over the
It'll help me
over the
want you to fuck me longer.
exactly. It helps the wham bam thinking bam theory, which I went through a few times, which sucks.
Oh God, no! I would murder a guy for that. If a guy doesn't get me off first, I'll just tell you this: I'm never fucking him ever again.
I agree.
you have to go first in the order.
Yeah, she comes first.
Of course, because most guys, once they come, they're done
They're
unless
done.
they're really nice or
Mhm.
really like into women. Some guys are so into pleasing women, and those are the guys I
I
love.
love those guys.
The ones that compete with themselves,
yeah.
like let's see how many times I can get you. Oh, God, the best.
Yeah, that's a good
Be
thing.
that guy.
Yeah, be that guy.
But if you come and you're done, and I didn't get off, and for me, I come easily, so I need like
Oh,
5
you're
or
lucky.
6 minimum.
You are multi-orgasmic.
So many, it's insane.
Do you know how lucky that is? I'm like a one
Really?
horse town there.
Me,
One
it's like
horse
once. once the first one happens, it's like aftershocks. So many, and even after, like, it's weird, but even depending on the guy, like the guy we were talking about on your podcast, like, even after he doesn't touch me for a few minutes, I'll still have a couple just like.
Are you kidding? That is like seriously a gift.
Really?
Oh yeah, most women are not like that.
I think it's psychological.
No, it's a gift.
It is.
I mean, part of it is teaching yourself to be able to do it, but it's a sensitivity down there. It's like a guy too. It's the same. You know, everyone is individual.
I'm really sensitive. I mean, really sensitive. Like the wind can blow and I can get turned.
Are you having an orgasm right now?
No, but
this is a first for your podcast.
Yeah, can you imagine? But I am.
But that has happened to us, by the way. We've interviewed a phone sex
operator.
Yeah,
she came on the show. She
literally came on the show.
That
She's like, "Get ready, Cam," and it was one of our most.
No, she said, "Are you ready, Cam?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh,
yeah.
That's so weird.
Luckily, we were not even.
Yeah, am I ready? No, I'm looking at my mom on Skype right now. I'm not ready for you to come.
We were recording.
Oh my god!
A 3-way Skype session. Okay, just to get because I was in Chicago, he was in Los Angeles, and all of a sudden she starts going off and she's gonna make herself come.
I did ask her. To be fair.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was a critical part of the interview. When I said, you said you come on the show, so will you come for us?
Get what you asked her.
I know, it just was way more intense than I anticipated.
It was
it's hearing someone.
How do you know it was real?
Yeah, I know.
It could have been fake.
I mean, this is her profession. Right?
I made a video one time of like, it was like back when Vine was around. It's really short, but it was basically just like phone sex operaters and what you think they're doing, what they're really doing.
That's
laying on the couch like potato chips all over me and like a beer in my hand. It's like, I was like, yeah, baby, give it to me. You know what I mean? Like, but that's how I imagine it in real life. Like I imagine
they're doing the laundry.
And shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You really think they're sticking 3 dildos up your ass? No. They're doing the fucking laundry.
Also, like, I mean, they could literally say they look like anything.
Oh,
anything.
Oh yeah.
You know, it could be my grandma. You know what I mean?
Oh, that
it could be your grandpa.
Exactly. Oh man. So you ended up you have a boyfriend now.
Yeah, I've had a boyfriend for 10 years. We lived together.
How did you meet that guy?
I was in New York. I was traveling. I was just visiting my daughter at college, actually. And I went to a private party, and we just kind of hit it off. And it was long distance for a while. Okay. And then he ended up moving to Chicago, and then he moved with me to Los Angeles. So now we're still together.
So how weird did he think it is that you do a sex podcast with your kid?
This came afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
when I met him, I was just single and just kind of doing. I don't even know if I was doing my YouTube channel at that point. I think I was not.
Oh, okay, right. At the timeline. I'm
not even sure of the timeline, but he kind of has grown with the podcast and with the YouTube.
Has he been on it?
Oh yeah. My boyfriend. He was on our podcast once, but. It's just we like to feel a little bit of privacy in our life. I mean, a little modicum of privacy.
I've never had a guy on my podcast that I actually dated.
Oh my God, no way! Because Cam has had several of his ex-lovers and sexual experiences.
Well, the ones that are really emotionally involved, they don't usually on the show.
But he's had like a lot of his like casual sex partners on the show, or dates that never turned into sex, but were just really funny, awkward dates.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've never done that. I've thought about having guys that I've hooked up with once or twice, and it's either not happened for whatever reason, or I don't want people to know I fucked that person.
Yeah, we anonymous on your podcast got that really hot guy that you've been fucking for 5 years or however long.
Me and him I don't know though, because me and him, we fuck and then we fight.
Let's call him.
He would never. He would kill me. The problem is with that dude is I think, to be really honest, he's probably going to see this, but fuck him. I think he is a little like jealous of my career. Yeah.
Oh damn.
Because he's in the same field.
Yeah.
But I just,
he's not Joey Diaz.
Oh,
just kidding.
No. Well, I always feel like everyone thinks that I fuck anybody in the business that I work with or that helps me. Like no one can imagine that I might actually just get things because I'm nice or talented. Like when it comes to like people in the business, have asked me, you fuck Joey Diaz, Dice, Don Herrera? I'm like, really? Come on. Like, of course not.
Yeah.
The truth is that when I do fuck comedians, and I've dated a few comedians, I never work with them purposely because I don't want people to think that's why we're fucking.
You know, it's sad though, because a woman would feel this way, but a man would maybe not.
Literally, a male comedian could fuck every female comedian. I could have guys open for me and they could be like, oh yeah, I eat Kate's pussy in the green room and she lets me open for her. And people would be like, good for you, bro. Like, it would never even be an issue.
Wow.
But with me, it's just because of what I do.
That is wild.
You know what I mean?
Has
It's
someone eaten
crazy.
your pussy in the green room?
No, well, not anyone that's open for me.
So to speak.
But sure, yeah. I used to hook up with this one dude at all the comedy clubs in LA. It was kind of fun. It'd be like, the only one I haven't hooked up at is the Comedy Store, but I did make out there recently. But I've never hooked up there. It was kind of hot.
Sounds so freaking hot.
It was.
I don't know.
It was in the bathroom.
Oh my God, but wouldn't you be like exhausted and unreal on your show if you're like
I wasn't.
having 7 orgasms, which I'm so jealous
Well,
of?
we didn't hook up. We just made up. We didn't hook up there. I actually wasn't even trying to. It just happened. And I shouldn't even be talking about it because I'll probably get in trouble. Now they'll go back and watch security footage and figure it out. Anyway, so yeah. But I don't know. It's just, I can't keep hooking up with that guy because of that. Like, literally yesterday, he was giving me shit about my career. He was like, I don't want to hear about your career. Just tell me you want to fuck me. And I was like, fuck you. You're
Oh,
pussy.
damn.
Yeah, so the
He
sex
must
is
be
perfect.
great in bed.
Sex is perfect.
But see, it sounds like he's generous in bed.
He is. It's the best. It's just, it's frustrating because when I'm not fucking him, he drives me insane.
Yeah.
But every moment that we're in the same room together is just like, all I can think about is sex. It's like a mind fog.
Oh, damn.
There's so much chemistry between us. It's wild, crazy. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're at 20. All right, cool. So you just tell me this, Cam.
Yes.
So you're single,
Yeah.
right? When did you lose your virginity? And did your mom know?
I lost my virginity at 19.
Okay.
Of course I knew.
You did?
It was a few days after. A few days after.
You waited 2 days.
Yes, I waited a few days, mother.
Wait, a few days what?
Before
you
after
told me.
happening.
And then you called and told her?
Of course. I probably was telling him to lose it like for 2 years before that.
No way.
Of course.
When she was pushing me to have sex with everyone I looked at.
At what point? When?
Always. Listen, you would never buy a car without testing out a lot of miles.
Oh my God, I say that on stage because the first guy I fucked, I married. We didn't have sex when we were married.
Mistake.
Trust me, I know. I know. I love that.
What I'd love to do is bring on like the guy that I lost my virginity to. I'm really a big. To me, if you have a really good losing your virginity story, if it really is good, you're gonna love sex for the rest of your life.
Yeah, but how many people have great?
Mine was not great. I would love it.
Yeah, was it good?
I necessarily love sex.
Talk about it.
So to your point, my virginity. I think that the notable thing is that this was a friend of mine for a while, and then obviously it came extremely quickly.
Obviously.
And
why do you say obviously?
Come on.
It was the first time.
I think most guys is either
Yeah.
like they pop off immediately or they can't get up. At all.
You weren't even insider yet. You put like the helmet in. You're like, oops, it's over.
There was a few pumps. There were a few pumps, and then it was done. And she was like,
Oh, that was great. Was it good for
and
you?
then she was
Was
like,
it her first time also, the
No.
chick? Oh, okay.
No. And I also didn't tell her that it was my first time. So she was like,
Yeah, you're
No.
she goes,
You fucking suck.
she goes, wait a minute,
What was that?
are you a virgin? And I said, not anymore.
Oh, that's so cute.
Shut up.
Yeah, that was it. And then she was like, oh, why didn't you tell me, Karen? And I was like, that didn't come up. I thought you knew. I don't know. It was just a variety.
I remember having this talk with you, and I was like, you know what? You should pretend like you're a virgin to like a lot of.
I was just going to say that. You know what? If you're a guy that ejaculates quickly, you should tell every new chick that you're a virgin forever. Until you're like 40, because that's really weird.
It's so much worse. She was like not pleased that I hadn't told her ahead of time. But then she was fine. And she was like, oh, we should make this a good experience. And I'm like, all right.
Well, were you guys dating, or was it just like a chick you kind of knew?
We were like halfway dating.
What does that mean?
It's like not a very serious thing, but we're hanging out.
Casually dating?
Yeah, we both liked each other.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah.
That's how I love the friends with benefits in college. You don't have to have a boyfriend. You just have friends with benefits.
I mean, I have had a few friends with benefits, but this is the problem. And you tell me what you think, because I really, really mean this. I've had a few friends that once we have sex, the guy always worries the girl will get weird. The girl will catch feelings or act different. It's always, in my experience, the guy that gets weird. I don't even mean necessarily catch feelings, but they never act the same, ever. In my experience, they either only talk to you about sex after that. There's no more friendship. If you do try to act like you were before, like friends with them, they worry that it's dating or you have feelings or something, or they just, I don't know, like I've had it a few times where I've been friends with someone, and I hate to admit this, but if I'm buzzed, drunk, or a little high and I hook up with a friend, in my mind, it's almost like it didn't happen. Like I remember it, but I never will have feelings.
I had the same thing. It was, that's what I'm saying. It's not feelings. It's like you can't just be friends with someone for a long time and not eventually like be in bed, like just hanging around, and then the next thing you know, like you're fucking, you're touching each other, and then why am I going to stop right there? You're not going to stop with just a little touchy feely thing. You're just come on, let's just have sex. What's the big fucking deal? It's no big deal. But then afterwards, it's like, now there's this thing we can't really see each other again.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, for me, it's happened now a few times, and it frustrates me because the guys are never the same.
So can men and women just be friends without having sex?
I have a lot of guy friends I've never had sex with. Like what you're saying right now, actually, like I do have guy friends I haven't with, because for me, like if that intense chemistry isn't there, even buzz, like I don't do it. But I will say, I don't know if men and women can actually be friends with benefits. I think once you fuck, the friendship part is never true friendship again until you stop fucking and one of you moves on. It has ruined my friendships. Doesn't mean I don't like the guy, but like, for instance, I have a buddy. We've been friends forever. We fucked twice. The first time we had sex, he got weird, and every time I'd hit him up to hang as a friend or whatever, he wouldn't bite. So the next time I'd see him out, we'd both be buzzed again or partying, and then we fucked again. And he even said to me before, "Are you gonna get weird?" Last time it got weird.
It's called projection.
He said
He said it, and I said, "You're the one that got weird."
Yeah. He projected his feelings onto you.
Yeah, but nothing's different on my end. And guess what? We fucked. And after that, he got so weird. And I was like, that's it. We are never fucking again. I was like, you are driving me. I was like, because there was some party.
Are you still friends with him now?
Well, that's the thing. It's in a weird place right now, because like a couple of days later, there was this party. And I heard about it later, and I go, why didn't you tell me about that party? Because I knew he was there, and he knows the kind of party I would go to. He goes, well, I had a girl with me. I thought it'd be weird. I'm like, why? We've been friends forever.
Well, you know what that is? That means that you need to have a talk.
I tried.
You just have like a talk even before you have sex.
I think there's some people.
I did.
Yeah, I think
and they just can't deal with it.
When he said, will it get weird? I said, not for me. We can be friends. We can hang every once in a while.
Yeah, it got weird for him. It did.
Yeah, but that's always what happens. That's why I don't think you can really be friends with benefits.
I think it's very dependent on the person. For some people, sex means like a lot to them. For this guy, clearly, there's some emotion. Sex is tied with shit in his life, obviously.
Yes.
You know, so, but some people might be.
But he fucks hookers too.
Oh my God! So that might be easier for him.
Yes, yeah. Because
he's
there's
totally
a clear, no emotional connection. But maybe with a friend, he's like, oh, what if this is becoming a relationship? Or what if...
yeah, maybe.
So maybe he's worried about his own like feelings, like he might be attracted to you emotionally and physically. So he might be like, oh, I'm getting attracted to her in both ways, and I'm scared about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might be his own. Yeah, yeah.
That's why I said projection. He sounds like he's projecting his feelings.
He could be scared. Yeah,
so you think though that I would say that pals with benefits can exist, acquaintances with benefits, but I don't think friends. That's my question. Can friends, true friends?
I think you might be right, because that's why I was saying that I was attracted to younger guys. I knew they're not going to be like really my true friend. It was mostly going to be a casual sex thing, and then you can just kind of like cut. You can be detached.
Yeah, because friends is someone like I have guy friends that I'll text about other guys. I might come over if I'm upset, and they'll make me feel better.
And you don't have to worry that they're going to be
friends.
Yeah. That's very
true. But could you fuck those people and it stays like that? Nope.
Because then it turns into a relationship. Because they're such a good friend that
why
wouldn't it just turn into a relationship?
But for me, I can do it with certain guys, because if I only fuck them, it's weird. But if I only have sex with someone, I'm telling you, when I'm drunk or a little high. If I do a little Molly or something like a party.
Oh, a little Molly.
Whatever.
I
at a
never
party.
did a little Molly.
Well, sometimes
but
like
if you're high, yeah.
certain friends will party and then we'll have sex. To me, it doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
You're in a different mindset.
I
You guys are different people.
Molly, I mean, like, you can fall in love with a freaking janitor.
That's what I'm saying. But then for me, that doesn't count.
No, I'm not like, I just look outside. I thought I saw janitors.
I love that you said a janitor.
Yeah, I know. There's some janitors out there, Mom.
Yo, I would fuck a janitor right now.
If you're on Molly, you fuck that janitor. No, you know what I'm saying? It's just like you fuck almost anything if you're on Molly. The way it's like sort of like MDMA, which is what I did in college.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's not like I understand what that is.
Yeah, I guess what I mean is just
I've never done it though.
For
You're
me,
talking ecstasy,
it
right?
keeps me from having feelings. Like for me, it keeps me from feeling the emotional attachment. So whenever I've had sex on something like that, the next day, it doesn't really feel like anything happened from the day. I mean, I know it
because it was an out-of-body experience.
Kind of, yeah.
I've had very different experiences in my life where I fall completely in love, and I'm like, "Oh, this is my soulmate." Even afterwards, this is the love of my life. I've seen her real soul, but we're never able to get back there because I'm like,
you're never high with her again.
Yes,
You don't do Molly every time you're together.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the problem.
You
I
have
know.
to do
I have to be
Molly
in a
thing.
state of enlightenment.
Just say no.
Just
To drugs and
Yes.
fucking
You
on
will
drugs.
fall in love with people that you don't want to be falling in love
That's
with.
what I think. That's what I was saying. That it seems like that's the reason. You don't fall in love with the people you're.
I mean, in
You
the
just wanna
moment,
fuck.
it feels like love or whatever.
Yeah.
But the next day, I wake up and I go, can't believe we did that. Gotta go to work. That's it.
Oh, and you're able to just walk on by like that. You can move past it.
I mean, yeah. I think for the 99% of the time, if it was
my
like,
God.
but I'm just saying these are the times. When
That's
it's
how
my
Quaaludes.
friends.
That's how Quaaludes are like.
Oh my God, you are so funny. You and Joey Diaz with the Quaaludes. Every time I see him, he's like, give this bitch a Quaalude. We take a Quaalude together. We would roofie each other.
That's what it was like, though. It really was. It was like, oh, you do a Quaalude? It's like anybody could be attractive. You know, I remember walking up to just a friend in a bar, and I just did a Quaalude and started making out with this guy. Like, what was I thinking? Just make out with a random guy that you're friends with because you're on Quaalude.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like all the great parts about being drunk without the after effects, the hangover and everything else.
Don't do Quaaludes, those guys.
I don't even think they make them anymore.
Well,
if they did, I'd take them.
They don't, but I know there's people that have some in storage in certain storage units.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't go robbing storage units.
And don't tell my mom about
Don't
those
tell
are.
me about that. Well, I'll hunt them down. No, you know what? They got to be terrible. I mean, they're just it's like from like 30 years ago or something.
I don't know, man. I
The
haven't
real
really
things.
tried one, to be honest. I really don't know.
You're missing out.
I'm afraid. No, Jesus, I don't think
You're
so.
not going to get one. They don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, she knows some shit.
Oh, she knows some shit.
I mean, I don't know. I just
hunt you
can't say
down.
anything
No,
on here.
okay, but whatever they are, they're not like the real things because I know they don't make those anymore.
They don't.
Let's end this conversation.
Anyway, all right. So, you know what? I wish I could keep going forever, but I'm afraid I'm going to be late for my next thing. So here's the deal. I've got to have you guys, this is like a good swap episode, but I got to have you guys for like a full episode sometime, if you guys would be willing.
Let's do it.
Willing
Really,
to do
as
that.
long as you bring a Quaalude. Just kidding.
Yeah, right. I know. I'll bring all kinds of stuff and we'll see what happens. Your guys' podcast. Well, I'm going to air your podcast on the second half of this podcast. It'll be like a swap cast. So the one that you guys just did with me. But before I do that, is there anything you guys want to plug? Where can people find you?
Check us out wherever you're listening to this podcast. It's called Sex Talk with My Mom. You can also find us on Instagram at Sex Talk with My Mom.
And we have Patreon page, Sex Talk with My Mom, and we've got all kinds of social media platforms that have Sex Talk with My Mom associated, except Twitter. That's Sex Talk Podcast.
Oh, yes. Sex Talk Podcast on Twitter. And where are all the hot photos for my followers?
Oh, that's KarenLee Love.
KarenLee Love.
On Instagram, you're KarenLee
Love.
Poter.
No, KarenLee Love. KarenLee Love on all platforms right now.
Oh, good. Take our last name out of there.
KarenLee Love, and make sure you check out her book, A Cougar's Guide to Getting Your Ass Back Out There. That
Which I'm
sounds
going to
amazing.
give you a signed copy of.
I can't wait. Thank you. You guys are amazing.
Oh,
Thanks for doing
thank
this.
you.
Yes, thank you. And guys, listen to the next half, which is going to be an episode of Sex Talk with My Mom. Woo!
Awesome.
That was
like
so
perfect.
fun.
That was what, a half hour?
You might need to cut out my whole